What's up, Max Footy fans? It's your boy Cypher C, and the place to be. And you know what time it is. Yeah, that's right. It's time for some footy action. Welcome to the Max Footy Pod. All right, let's get right into it, baby. What started off as like a very defensive game, exhausted defensive game nonetheless, but very defensive game which no goals would be scored till after halftime, would turn into what looked like was going to be a blowout as DC United had the first goal in the 55th minute. But baby, I don't know what that goal did. I don't know if it put I have to say it, like, I don't know if that goal just like ignited the team or it just set us off in a way that I never thought could be possible, but fighting past exhaustion and just fighting past the urge not to lose, man, Charlotte FC turned all the way the fuck up, baby. Man. And it's back-to-back goals too, because in the 64th minute, which was like, a little bit like 10 minutes in after the first goal from DC United, D Strig, or however you say his last name. I know I'm butchering the shit out of it, and I apologize. Decided I'm going to get a piece of the action. I'm going to tie it up 1-1, baby. And then not after that, man, 67th minute, man, just straight up, my boy William Cleary was like, hey, bro, I like what energy you're putting out. Let me go ahead and get me one of those too. Well, bow! Straight past the defense to score a 2-1 goal on DC United. But right at the 77th minute or 75th minute, somewhere in there, Pep Bill said, Pep Bill said, yeah, I can't let these guys have all the fun. I'm going to go ahead and make it a straight up 3-1 massacre. And then from then on out, it was just a battle of just who could outrun the exhaustion on defense, because the wingers was definitely winging, baby. Like, the midfielders were definitely midfielding. Everybody was exhausted and tired, but putting our best foot forward to fight through it as best we can. We got the win over DC United. Don't worry, baby. I'll have the stats posted. As this video get posted, you'll have the stats and everything. Baby, don't even trip on it. But man, like the first 54 minutes of the game, bro, it was literally defensive as hell. Like, you would think, like, after the game they just had of a 3-3 tie of the last game, I want to say it was Toronto. Yeah, it was Toronto we faced last. I don't know if that lit a fire. I don't know if that had a lot to do with it. It probably did. I can't speak for them. But I think that 3-3 tie literally just showed, like, hey, we can do it. But at the same time, we can't completely overestimate our opponent. And what it looked like for the first 54 minutes, like, DC United was kind of capitalizing on our defense a little bit. Their defense was a little bit, not by a lot, but a little bit more fresher than ours. You could tell by the players they was exhausted still. They were still trying to get over that, Wednesday night game. But, through it all, first 54 minutes of the game was straight defense and exhaustion. Like, if you didn't see it, go back and watch it. It was a sight to behold. But, DC got the first goal in at the 55th minute, like I said. And I don't know if that just lit a fire under the players or what, but man, I got to tell you, everybody stepped up. Everybody stepped up another level, kicked it in the fifth gear, got the job done to get the W over DC United. And baby, that is the best thing I've ever seen. We had a couple of yellow cards. I think. I had to go back and look. I don't know if we had that many. I think we maybe had one or two. I'm not sure. But through it all, like, we just fought our way through it. Like, we just sucked it up and said, hey, you know what? We don't want to come out with a loss on this one, so we do what we do best, baby. We adapt and evolve, and we attack the game where we can, and baby, it worked. That formula worked. Because even through exhaustion, man, somehow you reach deep down inside and feel a little extra push, knock it into fifth gear and get the game won and get the game out of the way. Now, baby, I gotta say, like, that was the one of the most fastest turnarounds I've ever seen in a game. Fastest turnarounds I've ever seen. Because, dude, back to back goals within 3 minutes of themselves, which I've seen it before. But, it's mind blowing. It's exciting. It's awesome. And then have the cherry on top with Pep Bill hitting that goal right at the 75th minute or 77th. And from then on out, it was just a battle of keeping. It was pretty much a battle of keep away. Keep away from the goalie. Don't get any more goals. Just keep the defensing, baby. Fight through exhaustion. Drink you some Gatorade, sit down for a minute, get right back out there. But man, that was the fastest turnaround I've ever seen Charlotte pull, and definitely paid off. Definitely paid off. Proud of those boys. Like I said, I've had the stats posted in this video, but hey, we ain't got no more games till next Saturday as we are heading to the Mercedes-Benz Stadium, baby, in Atlanta, because we're facing Atlanta United FC Saturday, baby. And I think it's said at 2:30 p.m. or 7:30 p.m. I want to say it's 2:30, but I'll go back and double check that. But it's one of the other. But we'll be heading away for this one. So we're going to Mercedes-Benz Stadium, fight Atlanta FC, which we're no strangers to them and they're no strangers to us. So can't wait to see what happens during that game, during that time period. But hey, that Saturday, the boys could take a good rest today, get back to training during the week, and get ready for Saturday's game against Atlanta. But we're talking about their game against DC United and how they had the quickest turnaround in a game I've ever seen and just completely made DC United look stupid. But like I said, you can never underestimate your opponent, because for a minute there in that first goal, I thought it was just going to be a 1-0 blowout because the exhaustion definitely kicked in. So after that, after that first goal, after that first 5 minutes after the DC United got that goal, I started sitting there thinking to myself, I was like, yeah, it might be a 1-0 game, baby. But no, sirree, Bob, I was wrong. I was way wrong. Everybody kicked it up a nickel and said, nah, we can't go out like that, baby. And we just decided, hey, let's get this dub, let's see what we can do. And, oh, man. I'm at a loss for words. Because that was a quick turnaround, and I love it. I love every bit of it. Definitely a different game mindset from the Toronto game. Definitely different. Because on the game from Wednesday, and I'll explain it like this. On the game from Wednesday, Charlotte and Toronto are like same level. They're equals. So, you expected a fight. And a fight's what we got. For this one, it could have went either way. And, it looked like it was leaning towards DC, but we said, no, After that game against Toronto, we don't want to be equals. We want to be the best. And that's exactly what you got out of Charlotte. Last night was the best, and I'm proud of those boys. Definitely looking like a bright future in the regular season for the Charlotte FC. Now, with all this and more, I'm going to try to see if we're going to get any trades anytime soon. Right now, there ain't been no speculation, no nothing. So I'm going to keep looking, keep digging. But until then, you're going to keep getting these videos. I might be, I might get a wild hair up my ass and do a video of something of some sort. But until then, don't trip, Tater Chip. You'll get all your Max Footy action, Max Footy pod action from me, of course. You got my man Post Mo with the San Diego FC talking about the Spurs and the prelims, and you got my man Beer talking about his Manchester United prelims and all that fun stuff. Right now, I know both teams are being delegated right now, and the boys are in the chat are a little upset, but you'll hear from them and see what they have to say about being delegated and all that. Because on the prelim side, it looks like very dark days, but you'll hear from them. But right now, we're talking about the MLS side of here of Charlotte FC from the great state of North Carolina, where I'm from. And baby, don't sleep on us yet, because we are just getting started. So remember, mark it on your calendars, August 29th. We're going to the Mercedes-Benz Stadium, Atlanta. We're coming, and we're going to play hard, and we're going to do what we have to do to secure the dub. Now, Atlanta is also another tough team, but I figure, if we played against DC United as well as we did, we should be able to pull out a dub, maybe, hopefully, or maybe a tie. I hope it ain't no breakaway, because last night, I'm not going to lie, scared the shit out of me, because the wingers and the midfielders, baby, exhaustion city. You can go back and look at that game. You don't have to take my word for it, baby. You could go back and look, but hey, we got the dub at the end. You'll have the stats posted, definitely. The 3-1 win. Congratulations to Charlotte. They are really stepping up this year. They're going to win something. I hope they win something. They're going to win something. I don't know what it is, but I'm ready to see what it is, man. Because I kind of figured like that ever since we got knocked out of the League Cup, our game has definitely changed. Like, we are definitely more locked in and focused. But let's see where it goes. We'll see you at Mercedes-Benz Stadium, August 29th, 2:30 or 7:30 p.m., time permitting, because try to stay ahead of schedule. But you know what it is. It's your boy Cypher C with the Charlotte FC talk from the MLS side of things, baby. I will catch y'all when I catch you. All right. Also, before I go, don't forget this Thursday on Max Wrestling Podcast is our premium YouTube event of All for One. So make sure you go to the Max Wrestling Podcast on YouTube.com. Check that out. Also go to the beautifully done website of maxwrestlingnet.weebly.com. We got the first two matches of the promo climax. Me versus Beer versus Mo and Trivia Knowledge. We got the Jester and the Demoness. Well, no. We got the Shape and the Demoness, trying to figure out what happened to the Jester. And a match where I never thought would happen, Chris Reed versus the Phoenix in the World Heavyweight picture. So don't miss that action. But it's about the grapples over there. But here is about the goals. So make sure you like and subscribe. Check me out with all the other videos. And definitely stay tuned for more coming from my podcast, Mouth of the South 828. So catch you later, baby. Stay safe, stay healthy. God bless you. I love y'all. Like and subscribe. Holla at your boy.